All right, all right, all right. Hey ho, let's go. Hello, my legendary friends. This is Christopher Lochhead, and thank you so much for joining us for this episode of Legends and Losers Unlocked. Today, what we want to talk about is why hustle is for losers. So, this word hustle seems to be almost everywhere today, and it appears to be the most prominent piece of advice given to entrepreneurs or anyone who's really trying to go for it in life. What there is to do is go hustle, 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 hustle. Now, this is dumb advice for three reasons. Number one, if you're an entrepreneur or a wantrepreneur or anybody who wants to do anything of value in life, and you need to be told that it's going to take hard work, uh, then doing that thing of value, starting that company, going for it in life, probably not for you. And maybe you should go get some good, in the old days, what we used to call a quote unquote good government job. But if hard work is not for you, then being an entrepreneur, being an innovator, being an artist, being creative, being legendary in any way is not for you. So go get a shitty job and suffer. Number two, and more importantly, I think this is the big reason why hustle is such stupid advice. If you're hustling in a category that is shitty, you're wasting your talent, because categories make companies. And my dear friend Eddie Yoon, the author of Super Consumers, he's been on the show. He recently wrote a great piece for the Harvard Business Review titled "Why Dominating Your Category Can Be a Flawed Strategy." And the point that he makes is, if you're in a shitty category, you're going to have a shitty business. And specifically, he talks about how General Mills now dominates the cereal category, but the cereal category is in a lot of trouble. So you got to think about your category first, and you don't want to be queen shit of Turd Island. You want to design your own category. You want to niche down, and you want to be known for one thing you can own. That's what niching down is about. That's about what designing your own category is about. And the third reason that hustle is for losers is that category queen economics apply. That is to say, we live in a winner-take-all world. And whether we like it or not, in more and more markets, in more and more market categories, one company takes the vast majority of the economics. And for our book, Play Bigger, we did some research in this regard, and we found out that, at least in the tech space, the category queen earns 76% of total value created in the market category. And so if you're that company, then, chapeau to you. And if you're not, you're going to be scratching for 24% of the economics in the category. All right. So with that said, if hustle is for losers, what should wanapreneurs, entrepreneurs, and frankly, anybody else who's committed to doing something legendary in their life think about instead of hustle? Number one, think about your struggle, not your hustle. So if you Google struggle, what Google tells you the definition of struggle is, quote, to strive to achieve or attain something in the face of difficulty or resistance. And if you think about it, if you're at all like me, the people you admire the most are people who applied themselves in an epic, worthy, important, valuable, fun, maybe funny struggle. And they overcame some serious shit to do some serious shit. And so the more I have thought about it, the more I have thought that picking your struggle is one of the most important things that we can do, because it is only in overcoming something that we really discover who we are. Our friend and guest, Erik Weihenmayer, the first blind person to summit the 7 summits, including, of course, Mount Everest, the first blind guy to ever solo kayak the Grand Canyon. He's an extraordinary human being, incredibly insightful and incredibly inspiring. On Legends and Losers, he told us, quote, life is a storm. That's where you want to be, living in the storm, even though it's scary. He goes on to say, the dichotomy is that people want to be in the storm. That's where the action is. That's where the excitement is. And that's where the discovery is. And that's where the insight is. And so I think what Erik is telling us is to get into that storm. That is to say, pick a legendary struggle, a struggle that turns you on, that gets you fired up. Additionally, our friend and guest Ann Miraco, the woman Forbes calls, quote, the most powerful woman in startups, says, have big dreams. And, this may sound trite, but it's so powerful to have big dreams. And of course, a big dream by definition is one that requires us to apply ourselves against an epic struggle. And the third point I want to make here comes from Ann's partner, also our friend and guest, Mike Maples Jr. at Floodgate. He says, the first thing I like to emphasize to people when they start a company is start a company that's worthy of your talents, that you think represents the absolute utmost gift you have to offer to this world and your life. So in completion, hustle is for losers. It's actually about struggle, picking a struggle that is a mission that you care about, designing your own category and niching down to become known for something you can own, and fulfilling your biggest dreams by doing work that you think is worthy of your talent. Thanks so much, and our apologies today go out to SAP CEO Bill McDermott. Sorry, Bill, we just ran out of time for you.